Hello everybody again. This is a Yom Tov PS. Earlier in my folktales video I said to you I felt a lot more energized and I wanted to explain that in a little bit more detail. Well, to be honest with you, even though it's nearly 2 days since it's happened, but I've been buzzing ever since. And this, I suppose it's only going to just be a short video, I promise. But it's something that I really wanted to share with you, that I feel that I need to share what happened to me. Now, I don't expect everybody to believe it. This is one of these situations that for those who believe no explanations necessary, and for those who don't believe, then no explanation can be found or is possible or what have you. Do you know what? I was saying in my earlier video about my eyes stinging with the heat of today and what have you, and my makeup, even though I normally never have a problem with it. I don't know what it is with this heat, but I had to take all the makeup up before and use some stuff called Visualize to cool my eyes down. So my eyes are still feeling watery and stingy, but then again, that's part of fibro. Watery eyes are a part of the fibromyalgia symptoms. It could be that, it could be the heat, I don't know. It could just be the fact that I'm just sensitive, watery eye, old bag. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. Like I said, I'm going to talk to you about a meditation. Now, I know a lot of you either never tried a meditation. Some people find it wonderful. Some people find that they don't feel anything at all or don't see anything at all and they feel totally uninspired by it. Some people don't believe in it at all, and some people feel quite anxious because, it's a case of when you go into a meditation, you're in a state of complete relaxation, and some people don't like losing that control of not being able to. I mean, you can always feel yourself, you can always stop the meditation at any time, but when you feel so relaxed that, for me, I was stepping outside of myself, and I want to explain why this experience was so different. Over the past, over the past 30 years, I must have meditated, God dear me, I can't say how many times. I couldn't put a number. It's definitely 3 figures, not 4. But, it's probably under 500 times. Let's just say that. And there's been times I felt absolutely nothing. I've seen nothing, heard nothing but the person's voice who's hosting the meditation, the person who's doing the guided meditation. All I've ever heard is their voice. I haven't relaxed properly. I've still been twitching and fidgeting, and I've still been conscious of everything going on in the background, and I've been distracted and what have you. There's only once I ever came close to feeling sort of as if I was really going into full relaxation mode. And it was when I was doing a spiritual healers course, which is coming up for about 20 years ago now. Because I'm, among many other things, I'm a Reiki master, but hey, who isn't these days? And I got up to level 9, by the way. So anybody in the Reiki community will know that that's relatively far along the path. But I was also a certified spiritual healer. And I got quite far down with that experience, but just to make this as short as possible, I'm looking at the time. I was sitting the other night and my eyes were feeling a bit stingy. It was actually Tuesday night. Wouldn't have been long after I uploaded the video. And I was feeling sore and, you know, the pain and what have you. And I don't know why, no idea why, but I think I was watching somebody's video and they mentioned, oh, you want to try guided meditation and see what comes through. And I thought, oh, do you know what? I've never meditated in ages. I'll give it a go, you know. It's not going to harm anybody. And if anything, you never know, it might help with my pain or what have you. I don't know. So anyway, I'm sitting in my wheelchair where I always am at the treasured Haven kitchen table. And I was listening to this guy and he was called Joe T on YouTube. And I think it was Joe T Hypnotic Labs, something like that. Can't remember exactly. And I did this meditation and it was about opening the third eye, the pineal gland. And I just thought, do you know, I wonder, because I've got to admit something to you guys. I've always wanted to really see spirits. I've always wanted that. I've always had this sort of secret yearning to be a real dyed down in the wool proper medium who just, you know, I'll read for anybody. And I don't want money, I don't want fame, I don't want anything like that. I just want to have this gift that I can share with everybody. Honest, I would just have no doubt an endless stream of people coming through the door asking for readings. And if I could heal them of maybe an ailment along the way by holding their hands, you know, love it. I really would. But I don't think it's for me in this lifetime anyway. Maybe I'll hit lucky next lifetime. So I started going down into this meditation and I found him very easy to listen to. And the weird thing was, there was noises going on all around me. You know, hubby was going backwards and forwards, he hadn't gone to bed. Kids were still up, the cats were skedaddling all over the place as they do, making noise. But I found it was really easy to go down into this meditation. So I went through all the steps and to be honest with you, I went in with the expectation of nothing's going to happen. Because that's always been the case with me. Nothing's going to happen. I'll feel a bit more relaxed, but nothing's going to happen. And I found myself in what I can only describe as what looks like a catacomb. But it was weird because it had electric light. And it looked as ancient as can be. But there were like fitted lamps on the walls, like you'd have in a living room. You know, the lamps where you'd have them situated on a wall, you know. But it was that. And he was talking about going and feeling water lapping over you. And I found myself sort of half standing, half sitting. Weird. I was sort of like sitting against something. And I felt this warm water, but it felt like thick water. It was very comfortable and it was warm. And the more he said, you're going to feel this, I could actually feel it. And I'm actually half in, half out this thing thinking, wow, I can feel this. This is great. This might be really good. And then he said something about you may see someone. If it doesn't feel right for you, ask them to leave. And I actually saw three things. Now, this is where you all start splitting your sides or laughing at me. And that's absolutely fine. I don't mind at all. I'm self-deprecating as they come, and I'll join in with a joke. So don't worry about that, thinking I've lost my mind. That's fine. I saw what looked like a black shadow figure to the left of me. To the side of him was a grey, like an alien, typical grey alien. And to the right of me was this absolutely beautiful woman. She looked about 30. She had beads in her hair, pulling her hair back. It was going fairly long down her back. Had on what I would call like a kind of a calico kind of dress on that sort of had decoration under the bust and then just fell down to the floor. But she looked absolutely stunning. You know, she had full face of makeup on, looked great. And she was talking to me, but I could only hear it in my head. We weren't like using our mouths to talk. And this guy's talking on in the background saying, you may want to greet your guide and what have you. And I remember saying, oh, hello. And she sort of said, sort of like, welcome, and I've been with you for a long time. I can't remember all of it. But I remember turning around and looking at this black shadow figure and not feeling quite right about him. I didn't feel it was anything evil, but I just felt, I'm not ready to deal with you yet. But I felt it was someone that has come to talk to me, wasn't quite ready to reveal themselves, and I don't feel quite ready to meet them. And then this grey alien sort of like disappeared. And she said to me, I've been with you for what in your time is years and years, most of your life. But it's never been the right time for us to meet. And I sort of came out with, well, are you my spirit guide? And she just said, I can be whatever you want me to be. And then we sort of immediately found ourselves in another room, and there was this grey standing there. And I, funny enough, the first time I saw him, I never thought, oh my God, there's a grey. You know, it was like, oh yeah, you're there. Weird, right? I promise you, I hadn't had a drink. I think I had a hot chocolate or a coffee before I went and did this. Then it suddenly clicked, oh my God, that's a grey. So I looked at him and I said, because I felt it was a him, and I said, oh my God, are you real? And he just nodded. I said, you really are what they call a grey? And he nodded again. I said, are you really real, or is this just my imagination? Because I actually remember saying those words, is this my imagination? And he like shook his head. I said, so you're real? And then he turned, and in front of him was this small round table, but it was made of sort of like glass. And then there were sections like, you know, if it was a cheese board, you know, like cheese triangle shapes with all these shapes, but they're all different shades of blue, all different colours of blue that lit up when you pressed them, and it communicated different things to you. And then I felt him saying, I'll meet you again. And then the next thing I know, I'm back in talking to this lady, and I did ask her name, but for the life of me, I can't remember it. I don't know what it was. I can't remember it. And then I said to her, oh, that was it. I stood up, and I remember I could stand up and I was spinning. I just started spinning around and around, and I'm saying, this is great. I can dance, I can move, I can walk again. And then I realised that I could see me, closed eyes in my wheelchair. But I was in a different place. But I was very aware of me in the wheelchair. But the me that was in the meditation was still me. Very much me. And I remember saying to her, they are not going to believe this. They're just not going to believe it. And she sort of like said to me in here, that's fine. You know, that's okay. It's not a problem. And I remember saying to her, why now, when I've needed to contact you or someone before? Why has it not happened before? And she just said, you weren't ready. I thought, well, that's a stock standard answer. Okay, I'll take that, because I probably wasn't. And then I said to her, oh, the guy had said, if you suffer from a physical ailment or a disability, or if you have something that causes you pain, ask the person to help alleviate some of that pain. So I turned to her and I looked at her and I said, without speaking obviously, and I said, can you help me with my pain, please? Can you at least take some of it away? And she looked at me straight and went, no, I can't. I mean, she was friendly and smiling the whole time, but she wasn't like, oh no, sorry, I can't. She was like, very matter of fact, no, I can't. You wrote this into your life plan. You wrote this. You have to go through it. You have to deal with this. And, you know, and one day it'll end. And I said, what, they're going to find a cure or something like that? And she went, no. It's going to go on until it's your time. And I remember thinking, that stinks, you know. And she looked at me and she actually sort of laughed. And she said, you don't find that upsetting? And I said, well, I would like to have an hour a day totally free from pain. I would love it. I've been like this for years. And the prospect of living another 20, 30 years in constant pain does not appeal to me at all. And she just looked at me and she actually took my hand and she said, you wrote this in your life plan before you came back here. You have to live it. That's your contract. You made this contract. You have to live it. And I'm sorry, but I'm not in the position to be able to help you. So I went, okay, then fair enough. I do remember saying that, okay, then fair enough. And I said, well, I'll tell you what. Because it's funny, because I was talking to her the way that I would talk to you guys. There was no like reverence or anything like that. I just said, can you at least give me something that I can take back and share with them? I said, because at the moment, this is great. I can walk around, and I was jumping, and I a heck of a lot thinner. Oh, yes, I was. I was like 2/3 of the size, less than I am now. In fact, I don't think I'd weighed that since I was 19, you know. And she said, well, ask me a question. And I said, what's the answer to life, the universe, and everything? Thinking, I'm going to be quite clever here. I'm going to quote like Douglas Adams. The answer to life, the universe, and everything's 42. And she just looked at me and she said, love. And I'm like, love? She said, love? Love is the answer to everything. She said, do you not think that your world would be so much happier? She says, I walked the earth at one time. And the concept of having love all around was not there. She said, the world now, you would find it a very different place if people came from a place of love. And I don't know what it was, but that really, it was like being given a gentle punch in the stomach, I said, that sounds so, that's just like an easy answer. She said, well, it's not. Because it's very hard to love someone if there's something about them you don't like. Or if you've been led to believe that they work or act or speak in a certain way. Just think about how hard it is to love. She said it's much easier to hate. She said, so if you want a message to take back and something for you to think about, then your answer is, the answer to everything is love. Yes, Kat, that's right. I love you. Yes, I love you. And I remember turning round and seeing myself in the wheelchair and saying to her, it is such a weird thing knowing that that's me in the wheelchair, and yet this is me, the same me, but I'm talking to you, who could be a figment of my imagination, and I'm walking around and I've got no pain and I'm fine. And she said, that's because you are one and the same. She said, you're still in the wheelchair, this is still you. She says, and whether you choose to believe it or not, I am here for you whenever you want me to be. You know how to get to me now. You know how to reach me now. You can come back anytime you like. And I do remember at that point being very conscious of the fact that the cats were having a battle. My son was sneezing. There's a toilet flushing somewhere, and the guy doing the guided meditation was constantly talking. And I said to her, I wish that guy would shut up, because then I'd be able to focus on talking to you more. But by this point, he was winding down the meditation. And she just looked at me and she said, I'll see you again when you're ready to come back. But I'm always here. And I went, okay then. See you. And I remember sitting back down against what felt like stone, but it was warm, and feeling this thick warm water around, starting at my head and going down all of me, and finally the feet and what have you. And then I just opened my eyes. I'll be honest with you, I must have sat there motionless for half an hour, and I was so stiff that it was painful to move. But I just wanted to share that with you. And I have been so energized ever since. Now, I'm not saying my depression is gone, but I've just felt like I want to do more. I seem to have got a jolt of energy from somewhere. And while it's there, I want to make the most of it. So while you're busy watching this one, I'll have already uploaded another video. And I've got another one in my head that I wish I had more time to do tonight, because I'm sitting here and I've got my head filled with ideas of what I want to share with you guys. You know, that's that. I just wanted to let you know what happened. And I know I'm opening myself up to ridicule. And I know I'll probably get a few dislikes for it. I've got that now. Who cares? Who cares? It's all engagement. But like I said, I just wanted to share it. And if any of you can take anything from that, and if it makes you feel good, or in a certain way that's good, then great. And I'm glad I've shared it. And if nothing else, we can always sit and have a good laugh at how daft I am. So that's that, guys. I just wanted to share that with you. And yeah. So I love you, and I am going to see you again very, very soon. If it's another one tonight, I'll do my best. And if I can't do it tonight, it'll be tomorrow, because tomorrow's spooky sessions time. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed the video that you have watched before you watch this one. I hope so anyway, your folk tales. Right, I'm going. Love you. Take care. Bye for now. Bye.